Welcome to the April numerology forecast. I'm so glad you're here. I bet you are ready for some new energy. March was felt like a lot. It was a 3 energy month in terms of numerology. So if you didn't catch the March podcast, the forecast, go back and listen to it to give yourself a little debrief, because it did feel a little intense, which is it's a low vibration of the 3. But the high vibration of 3 is amplified emotional expression, amplified creativity. And when we are able to amplify our emotional expression, and what you would have heard me talking about is using this in terms of your marketing and visibility. So we had that 3 energy available to us, that ability to express ourselves more clearly in a more focused way, to kind of put ourselves, our real authentic selves out there. That's what the 3 was about. But it was also, because it was a lot of energy, it could feel very overwhelming. So I bet you were ready to feel a little bit more stabilized. Me too. So let's talk about the 4 energy of March. But first, let's just pause a second, because I think every month and maybe every day, we also need to be reminded that we're in a 9 energy year. The 9 energy is about completions. It's cycle completions. It's about looking back and seeing how things went, and using our own wisdom and our own knowledge that we've carried from this past cycle to make better decisions. So we have to keep that in mind, this 9 energy year of completion, of letting go. It's all about divine timing. The 9 energy can feel a little extra. It's hard to let go, especially when we're as humans, we tend to get awfully attached to things. So this episode is for you if you are kind of feeling the urge to reinvent yourself or to restructure things in your life and your business, because that's what the 4 energy is all about. All right, so 4 energy. Let's talk about the high and the low of the 4, because then that gives us context for what's coming down the pipe for us in April. So 4 energy is all about stability and structure. It's about creating safety. Like that, it's the stability number of numerology. And so it's all about foundations. It's about structure. It's about systems. So you're going to be hearing about systems and structure from me a lot this month, because we just came out of that 3 energy of feeling like there's lots of creative stuff, but now we have to hone in and create some structure and some groundedness with what we were creating. Otherwise, we just start spinning off and things don't ever really get completed, right? All right, back to the high vibration of the 4. Structure, it's a step-by-step process. That's what 4 is about. The 4 energy is not about achieving. The 4 energy is about really being in the process of building something. It's about paying attention to that step-by-step process. It's paying attention to detail at each of those pieces. 4 energy is very grounded energy, of course, because it's all about stabilization. It's very hardworking. So for those of you that are ruling number 4, these are characteristics of you and your energy and how you're coded. And so you are a hardworking person if you have a 4 energy, or if you also have a lot of 4 in your code. So if you, when we add up, to get to your ruling number, we add up all the digits of your birthday singularly, we get to a double digit, we reduce that, and then you get your ruling number. And your ruling number is your life path number. And this is, if you're ever wondering, what am I here to learn? What am I here to do? What am I supposed to be doing? Your life path number is that key number that gives you that key path that you are here to experience. And so if we add up your birth date, and if we're adding those 2 digits up, if you have a 4 in those 2 digits, before we reduce it, you've got strong 4 in your code. All right. The other way that we can tell if you got a lot of 4 in your code is if you have a lot of the number 4 in your actual birth date. So if you were born in April, if you were born April 4th, 2004, that's a lot of 4s. So you're going to feel a lot of 4 in your code. They're hardworking, seekers of knowledge. So if you're a 4 and you can never take enough courses, that's very much you. Honest and very, very loyal. All right, some of the low vibrations of the 4 is generally kind of that instability. So if we're not working with the 4 energy, if we're not being aware of it, if we're just kind of rolling with it, we can inadvertently be slipping into the low vibration of the 4. Disorganized, no processes. Repeats mistakes because they have no process. Like they're literally reinventing the wheel every time they do something. So maybe think about yourself in this context when it comes to marketing. If you don't have a marketing system, you're kind of your system is hit and miss every time you try to do it. So every time you do a post, the most common one I see is with email marketing. They don't have a system for their email marketing. And so it's just hit and miss, whether they have time to do it or not. Most of the time it's not, because there's no system for creating content. So of course, your email marketing is going to be inconsistent because it doesn't have a process. So this is why I beat the drum about systems and structure to death. And just so you know, I have actually the Master Builder code in my own numerology code. So I'm a ruling number 10. So 10s are most known for their innovation, their leadership. They're like we have so many ideas. People look at us like, wow, like how did you come up with that idea? Or how do you see that? 10s are really good at pattern recognition, which is probably why I love numerology. Numerology is all about pattern recognition. I just actually did a TikTok about that. You can go take a look. I'm old and late to the game on TikTok, I know, but I've just kind of been putting it off and I just felt like doing it. I felt inspired with March's 3 energy, and moving into the 4 of April, I'm building more of a structure for it. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so not having a process is low vibration of the 4, repeating the mistakes, focusing on the end. So that is a huge one. Like I want to get my email marketing rolling, but if you're not focusing on a process, you're just focusing on the end, it's going to be really difficult to get consistent email marketing results out of that. Bossy and opinionated. That's definitely 4 energy, cringy. Being a martyr about work and responsibility. So, we all slip into low vibrations. That's okay. But it's when we are able to be aware of when we're slipping into those low vibrations that we can be like, oh, ding, ding, ding. That's the low of the 4. Let me try to shift into the high of the 4. Okay, so that's the high and the low of the 4. Let's just a little bit of chat about the 9. The high of the 9, because we're in a 9 energy year, the 4 and the 9 are living together this month. The 4 and the 3 were living together in March. So all year we have the energy of the month and the day, but we are always being reminded about the energy of the 9 this year. It's the closer number. It's the completion number, right? It's about those, kind of the endings, the wisdom. And so when we put the 4 and the 9 together, we get a very wise builder energy, very, very wise builder energy. So what that looks like with the 9 and the 4 is you are taking the qualities of that strong, hardworking, but then we're layering it with systems and structure. And then we're also layering it with that 9 energy of like, what do we know for sure is not working in our business anymore? What systems or lack of systems are not working for me anymore? And what needs to change for the future? So the thing about the 9 though too here, and this will remind us every single month, depending on the energy, is that there's some stuff going on in our business and our personal life that is done. Double D done. And it's not that they're breaking, they're actually completely broken and do not work anymore. And we can see this in the world right now. We can see what really big structures and systems have been broken for a really long time, but culture, government, people, we've all kind of been like trying to support them along, support those systems and structure along, trying to, fix parts that are broken. But the reality is that some things are meant to break completely and not be fixed. That is the wisdom of the 9 energy. So let's take a look at your business in particular. What is beyond repair? And maybe it actually never got built properly to begin with. So, it's not necessarily about what things are breaking down, but there's also going to be some things that are completely broken and they're done. They're over. So what kind of things are we looking at here that we're holding on to, but they have expired? So we're looking at things like your marketing, your client attraction system. So if you aren't getting a high quality client coming in on the regular, you have a broken client attraction system. If you are not able to get consistent sales, and yes, I know that our business, that beauty, especially the beauty industry, is very cyclical, especially in some niches. In the wellness industry, it can be very cyclical as well. But if you've been in business for a few years, you should have a system, a cycle, a pattern of sales that should be working and producing those end results. Now, yeah, the world is a little nutso right now, and people aren't behaving like they used to. And so we may need to do some adjustments in terms of maybe having putting up some new lower offer tickets rather than having mostly high ticket if you're really needing some more clients. So we also have a timing thing in terms of what's broken and what needs to be rebuilt. Okay, what else is expired? Your energy. Can we just say that? If you are feeling burnt out and tired and like you're literally like scraping the bottom of the barrel for yourself, in terms of working on your business structure, or even just the business period, we need to start over again. We need to figure out a way for you to operate in your business that is more aligned for you, that isn't draining. You got in this business because you're passionate about creating change with people. And yet, with all of the lack of systems and structures, it really is easy for all of the business to kind of literally suck the life out of you. So if you are exhausted and burnt out, it is definitely time for new systems. If your team growth is not working for you, like if you're just not getting those high quality team members, you need a better team system, like right from when you recruit and hire to how you onboard to how you coach and you train. Do you need a new financial system? That kind of ties in a little bit with the sales concept, but if you are finding like there's not enough money at the end of the month, you need a new financial system. And then there's client retention. So you may be bringing in new clients into with your marketing, but if you aren't retaining them, ouch. That is expensive because you have to keep putting so much more effort into your marketing to pull them into the business. All right. So those are 6 places that likely need a systems assessment for sure. And some of them might need an overhaul. All right. Let's talk about practical systems here. I'm just referring to my notes so I make sure I don't miss anything for you. All right. Which systems are we going to be looking at? Soulmate Client Attraction System. So that is your marketing. I like to call it a Soulmate Client Attraction System because in numerology, you have a soulmate client. Did you know that? And when we know who your soulmate client's, what their code is and what your code is, and we match those up together, it is incredible in terms of how clear you can get your messaging in your marketing. It's absolutely insane. It is literally the cheat code of the year that I found. I've learned it from my numerologist, and I've been applying it really impactfully. I've been doing a lot of them the past couple of months, and it has been amazing in terms of what entrepreneurs, and I've had a few people who are not kind of in beauty and wellness have them as well. And it's the same thing as like, wow, that makes it so much more clear about who I'm communicating to, what they want to hear, and what I need to say to them. So if your messaging isn't clear, and you can tell if your messaging isn't clear because you're not getting the clients, those high quality clients coming in. If you're not clear on that new version of messaging, then it's going to be really difficult to keep trying to pull in that high quality client. You might need a menu and service realignment. This is a great 4 energy project to work on. I've been working on this with a couple of my clients in the Soul of Business membership. Just a little side note, if you are in the Soul of Business membership, it's like a monthly membership, lots of support, lots of guidance. You get half price on your coaching calls and your numerology readings. So that's a huge bonus. So thus I've been doing lots of them for those members. And we've been doing menu rehabs with their soulmate client in mind. And it's so beautiful what is being built out in terms of new treatment menus. Okay, so for those marketing and visibility systems, if your marketing isn't working for you, then one of the key pieces that I have been wanting our people, beauty and wellness entrepreneurs, to start looking at, if you haven't already, is to look at how you can use AI to do some of the heavy lifting for you in your marketing. We all hate marketing. I think we can all agree to that. It's not our most favorite thing. And yet, and we've also all been asking for like, oh, how can this just be easier? I'm telling you folks, using AI to do the kind of the core stuff, the heavy lifting, makes your marketing so much more impactful. People can see you. It's not draining your energy. In fact, it's actually giving you energy because it's not pulling all the energy out of you to like create one post. You can use the AI to help you do that. So we actually, in the Soul of Business, I've been giving my clients and those members prompts, actual specific prompts that they can use and put in their own code and in their own Soulmate client code in there. And it gives super clear messaging in terms of your social media management or your email marketing. And a big one is like, if your website needs an overhaul in terms of speaking to your soulmate client, using AI to do the heavy lifting. Now, we don't want to just copy and paste from AI into your website. But again, it's doing the heavy lifting of creating all the copy, like a big chunk of the copy for you. And then you can go in and zhuzh that up to make it more sound like your voice and more sound like you. But, your marketing might just be outdated, right? This is how a lot of marketers are able to get their work done. So let's just work smarter, not harder. And let's use AI to do that. If you're new to AI, I'm talking about ChatGPT. You can use DeepSeek. I think most people are using ChatGPT. I'm experimenting with all of them. What else have I got? I've got Manus, and I'm using what's Google's, I can't remember. Anyways, but using AI has made things so much more easier and allowed us to move faster and more quickly in with our business using AI. There is a post in my Instagram as well as my Facebook. I gave you a little prompt, so you could literally just screenshot that, upload it to ChatGPT. It's going to ask you for your ruling. You got to put in your ruling number. So if you don't know your ruling number, you add up all your birthday, all the digits, singular. And once you get your birth date, you pop that into the prompt and it will show you and give you a little bit of an example about how AI, when it's using your numerology code, pairing AI and numerology is amazing. I had people sending me messages going, oh my God, this is like so perfect. There was no way they could have written it any better. So give AI a try to start exploring with your marketing. Financial foundations. A lot of times clients are coming to me and just saying like, there's not enough money at the end of the month. I don't get it. Like, we've got money coming in, but it's going out as fast as it's coming in. I don't get a paycheck. My team gets paid more than I do, and it's so frustrating when, as an owner, and I've been there, where your team can get a mortgage, but you can't. And so we want to make sure as entrepreneurs that we're getting paid. That's part, even though you would do this for free, this is part of an energetic exchange. You giving your knowledge, sharing your skill, the exchange is money, okay? And so there's nothing wrong with that. There's old programming in terms of, like, if you really cared about what you were doing and you were really a healer, you wouldn't be charging money. I call total BS on that. But if you're not getting a paycheck, if there's not enough money at the end of the month, you need a financial system in your business. One of the best places I urge you to start is by reading Mike Michalwitz's book, Profit First. I guarantee you probably don't even have to read the whole book. Get halfway through and you will understand the concept of what he's talking about. And that little system just in there will be enough to help you figure out why there isn't enough money at the end of the month, guaranteed. All right, habits. Habits are just little microsystems. That's all they are. And so when we're looking this month at our habits, what kind of small changes can we do that would actually build a little new microsystem for us? So this could look like time blocking. If you're struggling with time, like just managing your time, I highly encourage you to time block. If you are struggling with sales, like just understanding kind of what's going on with your sales, I highly encourage you to start tracking your sales with a KPI scorecard, like a spreadsheet. For your personal growth and development, what are you doing? So this is like the things like little daily spiritual practices, little daily self-care rituals, things that will fill you up on the daily, on the regular, so that it's not like you're doing these massive sprints with work, burning yourself out, and then having to take time to like come out of burnout, heal from burnout. So it's kind of like, you're going up and you're down, up and you're down. That's exhausting. And I think you already know that. So those little microsystems, those habits, I want you to take a look at what in your life is not working for you. And habits sometimes are really hard to change, but how badly do you want to live and work in your fullest potential? That's really the question there. All right. So last month for March with that 3 energy was like a creative spark. Super activating. All of the odd numbers tend to be activating. Even numbers, not so much. They're more grounding. And so we've just come out of this really activating month, and we're now moving into a more grounding month. So as I want you to also see like how this works as a manifestation cycle. So we started in January with 1, fresh starts, new beginnings. Then we moved to 2, which is all about connection, collaboration, intuition. So we have the idea first for ourselves, the individual, then we connect with people. Then we move to the 3, which is about sparking new ideas and creativity and expressing ourselves. That idea that came up in January. 3 is all about expression. And now that we've had some activations with the 3 energy, now we're back into the 4, even number. Let's balance it. Let's ground it. And because we're going to move into May, which is a 5 energy, which is all about change. So in May, we'll move into that 5 energy of change just to do a little bit of tweaking to things before we move into the June, which would be a 6 energy month, which is about balance, harmony, and karmic adjustments. So we're now in 4 energy, April 4 energy. We also have some, because April is the 4th month, and it happens to be in numerology that it's a 4 energy. So we've got that double down of numbers that's going to be making it more intensified for us. So pretty much all through the year until we get to October, we're doubling down on the energy of the month as well. So March's energy, that creative energy, as we move into April is now asking us to, and kind of, it could be whispering, it could be yelling, for us to begin laying the foundation for those creative ideas. 4 energy is a building energy, remember, and we don't build fast. If we want a structure to be a solid foundation, we attention to detail, we have a process, we look at the map, the blueprint, we follow the blueprint, there's attention to detail, if I haven't said that again, but there's no rushing. This month is not about rushing to build anything. This 9 energy with the 4 energy, last month the 9 with the 3, this is all about divine timing, folks. We're at the end of the cycle of 9 years, and I really do believe personally that this planet is undergoing a massive, opportunity for us as individuals to be very clear about what is right for us. What do I think? How do I want to discern? Because that's the 9 energy all year long, is going to be asking us to discern. Is this something that I know is true for me? Is this something I know, like I can see from experience? I see how this is going to happen. I also, the 9, of course, is the Hermit of Tarot. So, he's kind of stepping back to do this assessment, and in order to be able to listen to himself, he's in his own little world. And so there's timing for us all year long to lean back and look and decide for ourselves whether we like this or not, and decide what are we going to do about it. So this applies to business, but it applies to our personal lives as well. So I want you to reframe April to kind of shift out of that freneticness of March, and to see yourself as the wise builder on site. You're on your own job site. You are the wise builder. Put your hard hat on. You got your work boots on. You got a white hat on because you're the supervisor. All supervisors on a job site get a white hat. And I want you to see yourself like that, especially this month, in terms of, what do I need to build? See yourself as the wise builder. If you need support, like practical, tactical support, for sure, reach out to me as your coach. Reach out to a business bestie. But I also want you to understand that you do have a lot of wisdom, and I want you to start trusting it. That's what this year is all about. Okay, so the 4 energy isn't just about building randomly. This is about building based on your wisdom, okay? It is using your lived experience as the building blocks for what you're creating. All right, so I already said this is not a hustle month. It's a time to decide which systems need an overhaul, which systems just need some tweaking, and we need to prioritize in order of importance. And if you've been watching me, you know me, things have to be practical, they have to be tactical, even if they're, woo-woo and spiritual. This is why I love numerology. It literally blends heaven to earth so that we can use it as a guide through our business. All right, so in order of importance, if you are struggling with money, you need sales, okay? So most likely you are having a hard time actually speaking and finding your ideal client or your soulmate client. So what I definitely recommend is, if you want to start building based on your actual soulmate client, so that you've got a structure and a foundation that is built from exactly who you know they are and what they want and how you can serve them, I recommend that you book a soulmate client reading with me. Now, you get a report from that as far as who your soulmate client is. We talk about how they want to be marketed to. We talk about how they want to be sold to. How they're being marketed to and how they want to be sold to are different things. We're going to talk about what kind of services they want and how they want to be served. Again, that's a different way. So all of a sudden you will get super clear on like how to actually build this really strong foundation. All right. So Soulmate Client Reading, if you need sales, if you are needing career direction, like if you have gotten to this place and you're like, I don't know, I've built this business, built this career, but I'm really not loving it anymore. And I don't really know where to go from here. Then you want to book a numerology blueprint reading. And that way, that is a deep dive into who you are, how you're coded. It's not a personality test. It shows you what energies are available to you as a gift, and it shows you which energies are a gift to you. So you have a gift to the world, but there's a gift the world has for you. And when we're unclear about that, it makes career direction kind of scary and kind of feels like crazy making. So that's a numerology blueprint reading. If you need systems, I recommend done for you systems because it takes a lot of time to put those together, and you want to book a discovery call with me, and I've got done for you systems in terms of for marketing. So that actually includes your Soulmate Client Reading. It's systems for sales, systems for like financial systems. And then there's also a team growth system. So if you don't have the time, the energy, the like bandwidth to create systems are non-negotiable in your business. It's not like you can do without, but if you need them, contact me and I will help you with done for you systems. We can get those implanted into your business and rolling within 8 weeks. All right. I want to have one little chat about the tarot, the number 4 in tarot, because I like to blend numerology and tarot together. They work really well. And actually numerology, it works really well with astrology. So I actually am predicting that numerology will take off in the next couple of years. I've seen a huge, massive growth in tarot. Like it's just super mainstream. There's tarot talk on TikTok. Like it's so cool to see how mainstream it has gotten. But I am going to say that I think that numerology is going to be the next thing in terms of like what people are going to be interested in, because A, it's so simple to understand, and B, it dovetails with tarot and it dovetails with astrology really, really well. Okay, so in tarot, the number 4 pairs up with the major arcana card of the Emperor. And so last month was the Empress. The 3 energy was the Empress, and she was all like the divine mama, this earth energy, creative energy. The divine masculine is in the Emperor. And so when we're talking about, this is why it goes with our 4 energy of the month, because the divine masculine is about structure, protection, and divine authority, right? So when we think about that energy, that is about stability and building a strong foundation. The Emperor, and if you think about any cards, like I am a cardologist, so on a deck of playing cards, any king card has that same kind of energy, that divine masculine, directive, protective, authority, responsibility, okay? So, and he takes grounded action. He takes responsibility, he takes action, he's authoritative, but he's not like bossy and oppressive. That would be the low vibration of the Emperor. And so I also like to look at these cards and kind of go deeper on them, so that they're like kind of like little personal inquiry questions that we can ask ourselves. So with the Emperor, we can ask ourselves, where are we ready to step into more of our kind of divine leadership energy to give us more of that confidence and clarity. All right, so April, 4 energy month, stability, structure, foundations. It's all about intentional action rooted in wisdom this month. And I also do want to say that rebuilding doesn't mean throwing out the baby with the bathwater, right? So there is a tendency to be like, all right, it's not working. I'm just going to throw it all out and we're going to start completely over. This month is about being strategic, not just like chucking it all out and starting again. So if you want to be more strategic in your business this year, if you want more support, there's a couple of ways that you can get it. Like I said, you can book some numerology readings, whatever is kind of is sparking you the most. I also have the Solo Business membership. It's an $88 a month membership for women entrepreneurs, and you get lots and lots of support in there. We have our Soul Circle meeting tomorrow online on Zoom. And if you want to come to one of our circles, I'm more than happy to invite you. Just let me know you want to come and I'll give you a complimentary access to them. So we have our Soul Circle where we're going to be talking about the energy of April, and specifically how we want to map out the strategy for their businesses. And then we have a co-working Soul Circle mid-month, because I know you guys are smart. You just need some implementation support. And that's what those co-working circles are for. A little bit of coaching if you need it, accountability, and get it done. All right, if you want to reach me, please reach out to me at Kirsten@kirstenfoss.com, or you can slide into my DMs on whatever platform you're watching and listening on. And I'm excited about the 4 energy for April, because I've got this in my code. I'm born on June 22nd. So I have the master builder number in my code. 22 is a master builder number. So that's what makes me good at building stuff, building systems, building structure. Like, it's literally part of my code. So if you're struggling with systems and structure, let me help you.